Hey you guys, welcome back to my video. What's up? So as you guys can see, I'm back in New York. I'm in my favorite park. If you're OG, you already know this park. If you're new to my channel, hey, welcome to the family. I'm so happy to have you guys. That's one more person to the family. That's one more person that fucks with me, and honestly that means so much to me. So with that being said, you guys, there's so much I want to tell you guys. Like, I'm 8 months now. Let me show you my belly. So this is my belly. I'm just sitting down. I'm pretty colorful today. And this is baby Payton. He's chilling. It's been a while since I've been on my channel. Like, I posted a week straight, and then, you know, I went MIA again. To update you guys about how my pregnancy's been going. So first things first is, I know you have to tell that my face is swollen. My skin is getting better. Definitely. My face got fatter. If you guys can't tell, my nose definitely did. My hands got fatter. My feet is just swollen. Like, everything is just crazy. I'm in my 8th month. Pregnancy still seems unreal to me. Like, my belly is growing. It's growing, sis, but it still feels like, I don't know, like maybe I'm just gaining weight. Like, but feeling him pick is a reminder that, honey, you are pregnant. 8 months at that. I recently was at the hospital last night, and I have a whole vlog on that I'm gonna upload after this one. Physically, I've been more tired, but I'm very active. I'm the type of person, I couldn't sit down if you asked me to. Like, even if I was bedridden, I don't think I would stay in the bed. I'm always walking, which I think is going to make my labor and delivery a lot easier. That's what I'm hoping for. I feel like every day should be a productive day. If I'm not going out doing something, going for a walk, I'm writing in my journal. If I'm not writing in my journal, I'm reading. If I'm not reading, I'm watching Netflix and eating candy. That's another one of my cravings. Lately, my new cravings has been cotton candy and sugar donuts from Dunkin' Donuts. Like, I don't know what it is. And juice. I don't really want no water, but I know that I have to start drinking water, especially now, so I can produce a lot of breast milk. Mentally, I've been preparing myself for the birth of my son. I've kind of been avoiding actually doing research to prepare myself, because I feel like nothing can prepare you for that moment. You know what I'm saying? My boyfriend's sister, she was pregnant around the same time as me, and the reason why I say was is because she gave birth yesterday. And you guys, she kept me updated the whole entire pregnancy. Like, that meant so much to me, because it gave me insight on what to expect. You know, everybody shares their experience, but we're around the same age. We got pregnant around the same time, and we've been in contact the whole entire time. So it feels good to know what her experience was. And, you know, she shared with me that when that first real contraction hit her, she's like, I want that epidural. And I'll be honest with you guys, I am not good with pain. I have a low pain tolerance. Getting my nose pierced hurts. So I don't see myself going natural. That was something I think we both wanted, but I feel like the reality hits you. And in that moment, when you feeling that shit, you become a monster. Like, you feel like you're dying. Like, you're dying to bring life into this world. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I really want to chill birth. Like, I really do not want to be struggling. I don't want to be in pain. You guys, I'm really scared about being in so much pain that I think the epidural, here I'm gonna go. But as for my body, my boobs have, to me, they haven't gotten any bigger. When I first got pregnant, my boobs were humongous. Like, I got breast implants. You guys, you won't even believe how much I weigh. I weigh 196 pounds. Okay, 4 more pounds and your girl's 200. I've never been that close to 200 in my life. Okay, I was 185, and that was the biggest I ever got in my life. Okay, that was before the pregnancy, and I lost weight. I was probably 185 last year, and I started to work out towards the summer, and I became 155. Okay, sis was working out. Okay, and I had my waist trainer on all the time, and I would walk any and everywhere. Like, walking is my thing, but I would try to make sure I walk even more, if that's even possible for someone like me. But I lost weight, and I was 155. I loved the way my body was. I'm not gonna lie, I think I was a little maybe too skinny, because I'm 5'6". So I don't mind being on the thick side, but I also wanted to challenge myself so I could see how it would look and how it would feel, and just knowing that I could do something like that, you know? So becoming pregnant, I took advantage of the fact that I was pregnant. You know, a lot of the time, women, we worry about our weight, we worry about our size, we worry about how we look. During pregnancy, sis, I let all of that go. Like, I felt like I could be confident with who I was, because I had an excuse to eat. I had an excuse to gain weight. Like, it was normal for those things to happen. Like, I wasn't worried about my weight. I wasn't worried about how I was looking. And, you know, I think that was very important. But that was one of the best things in my pregnancy, was the simple fact that I didn't have to worry about certain things. I didn't have to worry about, you know, how big I looked, how big my stomach looked, because one thing I used to do, I would suck in my stomach. That's something I became accustomed to. And when I first became pregnant, it became hard for me to relax my abdominal muscles. But over time, I came to realize, like, pregnancy is the time to enjoy those moments, indulge in that. And sis, when I say I indulge, when I tell you I was eating every single moment, I was eating 3 times a day. I was eating like 10 pieces of of bacon, turkey, 3 pieces of waffles. I would have juice with every meal. It was ridiculous. Like, I was really stuffing my face, and I was so happy to do so. I can't even front. When I first seen my baby bump, I was amazed. I was like, wow, like, there's a baby going inside me. I was getting a little love handles, and I was fine with that. Like, I'm telling you, I became so much more confident in myself being pregnant that it boosts my self-esteem. My boyfriend was loving how big my thighs was getting. He loved my boobs. Like, honestly, it feels like you got a boob job when you're pregnant. So it was a lot of pros to it. Now I want to talk about the cons. So another thing that was too much for me was like my emotional state. One minute I'll be like happy, one minute I'll be sad and anxious, one minute I'm worried and overwhelmed about my future. You know, I told you guys, like, having a baby was something very new to me. I thought I was gonna be the type of mom that would have kids like around 30, and I'm grateful for my son. However, I want to be able to provide so much for my son that I want to be able to be secured in all areas of my life. You know what I'm saying? I want to be able to give him all the things that I've never had. So it became very difficult for me to figure out what I wanted to do in life, because nothing seemed great enough for him. You know what I'm saying? The place to live, thinking about a job. I want to be able to have a job where I could come home to my son and spend time with him. You know what I'm saying? I want to be able to stay home with my son the first few months. So I had to figure out a plan, and I started saving so I could be able to do that. But the feeling of overwhelmingness, the feeling of being worried, it never changes. I feel like I'm always gonna worry. I'm always gonna think about, how can I be a better mom? How can I do better? How can I live better? It's just what comes with being a mom. I feel like my natural instincts are gonna kick in when my son comes, because I know nothing about being a mother. Even though I have 2 nephews, so my only experience with the baby is my nephew, and every baby is different. So, you know, there's no rule book to being a parent, but I feel like there's some tips and tricks that I can learn from my mom, I can learn from my boyfriend's sister, and just overall my friends who have kids. I think the main thing about my mental health is the fact that I am an overthinker. I have anxiety, and I try to calm myself down, especially during my pregnancy, because my baby feels everything I feel. When I would cry even more. So I'm like, damn, like I'm making my baby sad. Like, that's how I used to think. So I had to find a way, an outlet to express myself. And you guys, I would journal. I would journal in this book, and I would write down a lot of things I'm feeling and what I could do to overcome those things. You know, I would write out my fears, my thoughts, and try to dissect them and show myself that those are just fears within itself. You feed those fears. You know what I'm saying? So that helped a lot. Emotionally, I feel like when I meet my son, I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna boohoo cry. My boyfriend's sister says she cried as soon as she held him, and I think that's gonna be me. I think that's any mother. Like, you're finally meeting your flesh and blood that was baking inside your belly. It doesn't feel real until you see them, and I feel like I'm gonna be one of those people that's gonna cry. And I'm gonna vlog that for you guys. I promise. Like, my labor and delivery video is gonna be very raw. I'm gonna keep it real with you guys. I'm gonna probably barely edit, but I'm super excited. Like, emotionally, I'm ready. I want to meet him. I can't wait to hold him. Like, I know this new journey in my life is going to be challenging, but I'm ready to embark on that path. You know, I feel like I'm gonna learn so much about myself, so much about life, and I'm gonna be responsible for another human being. It just amazes me. It blows my mind every single time I think about it. I'm gonna be a mom, you guys. It's amazing. It's a blessing, because this new journey in my life is gonna open a whole new chapter. And this chapter is going to be the growth that I've been seeking. You guys already know, when I moved to Florida, I moved for change. I moved for growth. I moved to help me face my fears. You know what I'm saying? This beginning of this year was to face my fears. And I've been facing my fears head on. And I'm so proud of myself, you guys. I've really been strong. I've really been growing as an individual, because the person I was before, I didn't really like. I was going through a lot. You guys already know I was sexually assaulted. I was angry at the world. Like, I was angry at my friends. I was angry at people around me that just ignored the fact that I was hurting. So I was very angry, and the person I would just smoke, and I would just try to basically escape this world. But once I became pregnant, the healing journey began. I couldn't smoke to get away from my problems. I couldn't avoid them. And that's another thing about pregnancy. I feel like you come to terms with a lot of things. You have a lot of time to think. You have a lot of time to grow as a person. And I took that opportunity to grow. So now that I'm 8 months, you know, I've come out here to New York. I'm staying out here to give birth. Healthcare out here is more reliable, more helpful. New York offers more benefits than Florida. I love New York. Like, I'm a city girl. I can't help it. I want my son to be able to see my mom, and my family lives out here. And my boyfriend's gonna come out here in October, and I'm gonna introduce you guys to my boyfriend. He answers questions about the pregnancy, how it was for him first finding out, but you're gonna have to stay tuned to that video if you want to see. But with that being said, you guys, I just want to thank you so much for rocking with me. You guys don't understand. Every person that has subscribed to my channel is a friend of mine. I don't see you guys as subscribers. You guys are family to me. You guys have become my friends when I felt like I didn't have any. You became my support system when I didn't have any. And honestly, that means so much to me. I really appreciate you guys taking the time out to watch my videos. Like, I can't believe 251 people really fuck with me like that. And every day day, even when I don't post, people are still commenting on my videos, showing love. And I just want to thank you guys so much. And that's why I'm taking you guys on this journey. And with that being said, you guys, you're gonna have to stay tuned for that next video. But peace.